Hi everyone! The reading for today was on Chapter 3, When You Are, on pages 43 to 58. Throughout the chapter, Bazerman highlights the importance of an author's attention to their desired audience's interests. He explains the need to keep in mind the time the writing takes place, and how the text should also try to make a lasting impact during that particular time, as well as in the future. In a quote from Bazerman, he states, "Time, as well as space, creates problems for texts." Here, we'll define text as the writing or essay in question. When we think about texts and time, texts are written at one moment and read at a different time. They can last for years and can even provide a sense of historical times. Our views change culturally, politically, socially, and this impacts the type of popular writing in our society. Writers also have to consider whether this is the right time to write, and they'll need to ask whether they'll be able to grasp the reader's attention. As we read, the content in the text will influence how we see the world and how we reflect on that moment. The term kairos is Greek for describing the waves of changing history. Some readers' interests are on the past, and they seek to be transported backwards in the pages of a book. Shakespeare's work is an example of this. Additionally, old documents can find new relevance based on current events that relate to them. The Bible and the Quran are examples of some of these continuing relevant texts. Texts are part of documenting current events, which can be related to politics, social issues, taxes, and other such events. Everyone has a different perspective on life, and this gives them a unique stance on topics. There are certain ways one can grab the attention of the audience and make them recognize the significance of a moment. So, we usually know when to chronologically accomplish things. For example, working towards a deadline. The term chronos comes from the Greek term defining the time of day and year. When it comes to influencing the future, we write in ways that will attract the attention of our desired audience. Bazerman states, to have any hope of influencing future events in either case, we need some plausible sense of what those future moments would be like. We need to take into account how long the piece of text will be available. Let's use the example of a magazine article versus textbooks. In general, texts can endure into the future, especially if they have a central role in a church, university, or government. The writer can make the reader stop and think about certain ideas, which pauses time within the text. Overall, texts can help us imagine ourselves in an alternate time, and then make connections to our own current time and situation. In terms of the temporality of texts, texts can be a brief message, such as an email, or they can be more lasting texts, such as a textbook. Overall, it's important to try and synchronize information in texts, especially in textbooks, in order for them to have the most updated information available. We can define temporality from the Merriam-Webster dictionary as the state or quality of relating to time as opposed to eternity. When it comes to producing texts, activities that happen in the writing process include pre-writing, inventing, planning, draft writing, revision, editing, and proofreading. Writing takes time, and imperfection is okay. It's important to have an awareness of your own personal habits and how you can make the writing process more comfortable. Time takes on a central role in any written text. The writer has to consider who will be reading their work and to what time and generation are they writing. In general, texts can last for years past the time when they were written, and they can potentially make a lasting impact on their audience. In a final quote from Bazerman, strong writing draws on its time and speaks to its time. So, it's time to write. And it looks like we've come to the end. Thanks for watching, everyone!